Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Hello out there everyone, we are getting closer and closer to the holidays this season, and as you have seen in this channel so far, we have been doing a lot of DIYing. We have made some ornaments, we have done some staining, we have been using a lot of rub and buff, and I have also done a decorate with me video for you for Christmas. That was kind of like part 1, this is kind of like part 2. So I'm going to link my other Christmas videos in the information box below if you haven't checked those out already. But diving right in for today, Christmas Decorate With Me Part 2, I want to start out with these two beautiful frames. I found these at a thrift shop a couple of years ago and they have lived in our family room. They have some particularly summery prints in them right now, so I'm just going to swap them out with something more appropriate for the winter season. And I found this art book for only 25 cents at a thrift store, and it is just full of really pretty winter scenes. And they have a lot of these in the front section that are these small scale little prints that look perfect for these frames. So I have lots of choices here, as you can see, and I'm just trying to find two that I want to use. This is one that I chose. I really love these little people just kind of strolling along this front yard in front of the fence, so I'm using this one in one frame. And then for the other picture, I also chose another couple that's strolling in the snow. These are by two different artists, but they go so well together, and so these are just stacked in our family room near our back door, and I think they look so sweet here. I did go back a little bit later and add a coat of Mod Podge. I also cut out this print. This one is a snowy scene in front of a home. It looks like there's a horse there, and it's just so nice and comforting. So I'm putting this one in another frame, and I'm keeping this little leaf that I sketched a while back in the back side just so that I don't lose it because it fits this frame perfectly. But I'm putting this into a 79-cent frame I picked up from Goodwill, and I'm going to be using this on a tabletop a little bit later in the video. So now I want to move into our dining room because I have a couple of shelves in there I want to style. I've emptied out my Hutch and I'm redoing it for Christmas. And so I'm starting out with this stack of 3 black coffee table books and 2 bottle brush trees I picked up from Hobby Lobby. So I don't have any pine cones in our yard, but I posted on our neighborhood group and a kind neighbor was really sweet and she gathered a whole bag of them for me. So now my daughter and I are just going through and picking out the ones that we think look the best, and we're putting them on a baking sheet, and we're just going to bake those at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes to make sure that there are no bugs left inside when I decorate with these. And we could definitely see some bugs came out on the tray, so it's true. Thank you to one of my subscribers who mentioned that to me in a previous video. I have just styled these here inside of this copper vintage tray with a candle in the middle, and now I'm placing a vase on the right hand side there, something that I DIY'd from a thrift store a while back, and I'm also placing these Christmas stems that I got for $1 from Goodwill. Just the other day I picked up this vintage brass candle snuffer for 99 cents, and so I'm putting that on the stack of books for some contrast. And then I'm placing this sketch sort of print of this cottage. It's very homey. It looks like an English sort of cottage to me. I'm not sure, but it's just a really nice color first of all, and just a very comforting print. Even though it's not necessarily Christmas, it just has that vibe to me. And so as a finishing touch on it, and to kind of Christmas it up even more, I'm putting this brown velvet bow. I have used this in several places around the house so far this year, so I'm tying it together. For the top shelf, I'm first placing this dark box. This is actually our spare set of extra utensils, so it's also very useful to have there. And then I'm placing this gray speckledy vase. I think it's actually an urn because it comes with a top piece that's not on it right now. I'm putting that on the left hand side, and then I'm using this little Christmas tree that I kind of disassembled. It's from the thrift store also, and it had a very ugly sort of pot that it was in that I just took it out of, and I'm just using it inside of this pot instead on the left here. I found this beautiful white scalloped bowl initially from Target. You may have seen it there before, but I found it at a liquidation shop near me, and it was about $10 after the sale they had going on. So I'm putting that right on top of the box. And then this piece of greenery actually came off of my garland in the living room. It kind of just came loose. So rather than reattach it, I'm just using it here in the bowl as some filler. And these 3 brass vintage candlesticks I have always had on hand. I use them all the time for every season. I'm putting those on the right hand side. And then as a last touch on this top shelf, I'm taking some more of those pine cones and I'm just putting a couple loose at the base of the vase. And I'm also going to put a little baby one in the greenery inside the bowl. So I'm just tying the top and the bottom shelves together this way. As a last fun touch on this hutch, I am putting another of my Jingle Bell garlands on the very top. This is more of a whimsical kind of touch, and I just really love the feeling it gives us in here. It's very cheery. And this is how it all turned out. As you can see, I've tried to kind of balance things out in here. I've kept some of the taller objects diagonal to each other. I have my brass at the bottom left with the candle snuffer and the brass at the top right with the candlesticks, etc. So for me, I just try to spread out colors, spread out finishes, and vary the heights of my items. And then on the other side of the dining room, we have a small wall. I just have an abstract print over here, and I have also placed one of those brown slouchy bows right in the center of it. It's whimsical and kind of cutesy, but I think that it's really sweet in here for the Christmas season. On the floor over here, I don't know if you saw my previous video, which was a thrift with me, but I found this beautiful large vase at a yard sale for only $2. Fell in love with it, and so I've styled it over here for now with some sticks from our backyard. And now moving into our family room, I have this coffee table area that still has some sort of fall elements on it, and I want to go ahead and switch that out. So I'm removing the vase that I have with the fall stems, and I found this Christmassy topiary at a thrift store for only a few dollars the other day. It was full of glitter, so I'm just rinsing it with warm water and a little brush to get all of the loose glitter off. I can't stand loose glitter. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel about it? I'm wiping off my tray just since I have it out already, and I'm adding this little bell that I found from a thrift store in part of kind of an ugly arrangement. I took them off. There's several bells, and I just added some black ribbon to each one. And I'm really happy. I think this topiary is kind of different than what you see all the time lately, and so I really like that about it. Back in the front living room, I have this mirror that I cleaned off in a video. Guys, watch me clean this off. It was from a thrift store. And I'm just adding to it this print from earlier that I took out of the book. I'm giving it a coat of Mod Podge first, and I'm putting this on the left-hand side of this mirror. Next, I'm adding this candle in this little ceramic dish that I got from TJ Maxx. I think this is really pretty for pretty much any season. I'm sitting this here, and then I'm also adding this little nutcracker. I DIY'd 2 of these in a previous Christmas video. I also picked up this large basket at a thrift store just the other day. This is the same shop I got the topiary from, and it had this sort of boho string work all over it that I just cut off. And so now I can use this plain basket underneath the table with some extra pillows. I also have this little Christmas tree that I picked up at the liquidation shop, the same place as the scalloped bowl, and I think that it's really sweet. I'm putting this on the right hand side of the table. And here is another one of the silver bells that I got from a thrift shop from that set, and I have placed a black ribbon on this one as well. This one is a little more speckledy, and I'm definitely leaving it silver. I know that gold is kind of more trendy this year, but I like to mix metal finishes personally, and so I'm also putting a few loose pine cones. I'm just tying those in from the dining room as well to finish out my grouping of 3 on this side. And that about wraps up the video for today, but I did want to show you one last thing in case you were following along with the previous Decorate With Me video. I told you I was ordering these customized stocking tags from Amazon. I think they're beautiful. I told you I would let you know how I felt about them. They came in, I immediately unboxed them and hung them up, and these are beautiful. I got mine in brown wire, but you could get any color, and I'll link those again in the description box in case you would like to order some. I think they took about a week and a half to arrive for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please hit like and leave me a comment letting me know. And then if you haven't subscribed and you would like to see more of these videos in your feed, please do so. And I will see you at the next video.